It sent a chill down our spines to hear Phyllis threaten Billy on Young and Restless, and we weren't the only ones. Sally was hella concerned about what shape her fellow redhead's retribution might take, and with good reason given her track record. But what can she possibly do to hurt them? The better question would be, what can't she do? Phyllis, as we've all witnessed, is a loose cannon at the moment. A loose cannon loaded to the hilt with explosive projectiles. And Billy and Sally just lit the fuse. Phyllis is on the verge of a massive meltdown of the psychiatric variety after being held captive by Martin Laurent and tortured like a lab rat along with Sharon. Add her anxieties surrounding Daniel into the mix, and you've got a veritable Molotov cocktail ready to go off. Making matters worse, there's no one monitoring the volatility of this developing situation. Daniel's keeping his mother at arm's length. Summer's gone overseas. Billy's washed his hands of his former partner. And while Nick checked in with Phyllis, she pasted on a smile and assured him everything was great. He didn't see through it, so here we are, where the only person who seems to have any sense of the impending disaster is Sally. Phyllis was already spiraling wildly when Billy cut her loose from the fabled Abbott Communications, but finding out he had replaced her within minutes with his girlfriend Sally, who she also blames for sending Summer out of town, was the straw that broke the proverbial camel's back. We're used to Phyllis yelling. It's when she gets quiet that we really need to start worrying. And that's exactly what happened when, in an exceedingly calm and terrifyingly direct voice, she warned Billy that he would come to regret what he'd done to her. So what can she do? Well, there's really no boundaries when you're Phyllis. So the answer to that is, what can't she do? She could find numerous ways to sabotage Abbott Communications, we're certain. Aside from her world-renowned hacking skills, she certainly won't be shy about getting into bed with unsavory types to take her revenge. She could work with Adam against Billy, or even expose Billy's true agenda, to work with Dumas to take Chancellor back from Victor, to undermine him. Phyllis' takedown, if successful, would not only ruin Billy, but also Sally, who inexplicably walked away from her dream career opportunity at Marchetti to hitch her wagon to her boyfriend's latest endeavor. Speaking of secrets, Sally has no idea that Billy plans to do battle with Victor again. There's no question that if she did, she wouldn't have accepted Billy's offer. She learned not to tangle with the mustache, who despises her whilst involved with Adam. Hey everyone! Welcome back to Radiant Serum. I'm Aubrey, and I hope your day is shining bright. Thank you for joining me. Let's jump right into today's video. Moreover, Billy had promised his girlfriend that he was done with all of that. Phyllis could throw a real spanner into the works of their relationship and partnership by revealing to Sally what's in store for her as Billy's right hand. Phyllis already has ammunition. She'll just have to plot the best way to detonate it. Whatever she decides, one can be sure that Sally's worst fears about the redhead's retribution will soon come to fruition. All products and services featured are independently chosen by editors. However, Soaps.com may receive a commission on orders placed through its retail links, and the retailer may receive certain auditable data for accounting purposes. When we are proud of a loved one, we often pay tribute to them for various reasons. Could be for a birthday or another milestone, a new accomplishment, or just because. And the Young and the Restless Brayton James took to social media to send a special shout-out to his girlfriend, pro dancer Jahara Myers. Not only did he post a couple of shots on his Instagram stories of Myers, showing off her skills as a backup dancer during Beyoncé's Cowboy Carter tour at the May 1 show from Sophie Stadium, he also added a couple of pics to a separate post. What you're looking at is the culmination of a lifetime of work, discipline, dedication, strength, bravery, and belief that my love Jahara Myers continues to exude, James shared. Her journey is what inspiration wants to be when it grows up. And I am beyond proud to be a witness to her art as we share this life together. James' post caught the eyes of a few of his castmates, including Amelia Heinel, who stated, "She is so beautiful," while Judah Mackey and Michelle Stafford sent the actor a few hearts emojis. Beyond the Gates, Carla Mosley stated, "Wow, how incredible." The actor first made their relationship official when he posted 2 super sweet photos of the couple, simply accompanied by the words, "My everything," and his followers couldn't get enough of how great they looked together. Bottom line, everyone deserves someone to walk through life with, and we're happy James has found his person. The Y&R actress keeps it real and shares some of the wisdom she's learned over the years. The 2025 Met Gala may have been all about pushing fashion boundaries, but the Young and the Restless star Michelle Stafford took a different approach. She dove into her personal red carpet archives. The 3-time Daytime Emmy-winning actress shared a video throwback photos to Instagram, and with it, she shared a very Michelle-style message to her younger self, honest, funny, and totally relatable. "This girl right here," Stafford said, pointing out her former self in a photo from the 2011 Daytime Emmy Awards. "And only I can say this, you need to eat a cheese sandwich." She figured the photo was from around 2010 or 2011 and gave her gown high marks. "I like the dress," she said. "I think Monique Villiers, it's a wedding dress actually, but I like it." Still, she couldn't resist giving her past self a little tough love. "But we need some meat. We need a little meat," she added. "Only I could say that." The picture in question appears to be from the 2011 Daytime Emmys, held at the Hilton Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. Stafford attended that year as a nominee for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama Series for her unforgettable work as Phyllis Summers on Y&R. While the fashion was undeniably stunning, it's Michelle's signature blend of humor and heart that truly stole the spotlight and reminded us all to be a little kinder to our younger selves. Why he still might have been. Brothers and sisters like to mess with each other. This is true in the real world, not just the Young and the Restless. On the May 6 episode, Nick freaked out his sister by telling Victoria he and Sharon eloped in London. He really had her going, and while we appreciate this sibling relationship, we're still wondering whether Nick might have been telling the truth after all. Here are 3 reasons why. Nick might have been telling Victoria the truth as a way of testing out how his family would react. When Victoria predicted their mom and dad would freak, Nick quickly pulled back and claimed it was all a joke, because now he had his answer. No matter how relieved Victor and Nikki may have been when a kidnapped Sharon was found relatively unharmed, that didn't mean they were willing to forgive her for being the poor, social climbing trash who hoodwinked their precious baby boy into marriage multiple times. So if Nick and Sharon did get remarried, the Newmans don't need to know. The majority of Nick and Sharon's problems over the decades have come from his family, so the obvious solution would be not to tell them. Nick and Sharon can be perfectly happy together without his parents and siblings being any the wiser. After all, marriage is between 2 people, it's not a group activity. The only time a marriage warrants letting other people into the circle is when children become involved. It would make perfect poetic sense if the only witnesses to their reunion were the 2 children Nick and Sharon had together, Noah and Faith, and Christian, who is kind of both of theirs, too. Maybe even poor, dead Cassie was there in spirit. That's all they've ever needed. Tessa's heart ached as she realized the distance growing between her and Mariah, and she feared the truth was worse than she imagined. The Young and the Restless recap for Tuesday, May 6 sees Tessa worry about Mariah and the silence between them. Plus, Nick freaks out Victoria by joking that he and Sharon eloped, while Diane gives Claire some advice. Sharon was surprised to see Tessa at society, and the awkward encounter spoke volumes. Tessa was excited to reconnect, but quickly picked up on Sharon's evasive energy. Though Sharon insisted she wasn't avoiding her, Tessa called out the obvious. Mariah was the one pulling away. In her desperation to make sense of the rift, Tessa assumed she was to blame. Maybe encouraging Mariah to give Anne another chance had crossed a line she couldn't uncross. Sharon defended her daughter and promised Mariah would open up in her own time. But Tessa's intuition told her something darker might have happened during Mariah's trip. As Sharon scrambled to change the subject, Daniel wandered in with his guitar, providing the perfect exit. Tessa wasn't fooled. Sharon practically bolted. Daniel joked that Sharon always reacted that way around him. He offered to reschedule their lesson, but Tessa suggested they head to the park instead. In the fresh air, surrounded by trees and music, the weight on Tessa's shoulders didn't lift. She watched Daniel strum chords, clearly in his happy place, and tried to fake her own peace. But Daniel saw through the act. He prodded until Tessa admitted the truth. Her wife was hiding something. Meanwhile, at Crimson Lights, Nick caught up with Victoria. She filled him in on Cole's mysterious illness and the lack of test results. They chatted about his trip to London, how Nose Club was thriving, and how Sharon was managing. Victoria assumed all this Sharon talk meant a reunion. Nick played along, even joking that they got married at Buckingham Palace. Victoria wasn't amused. Eventually, he got serious, assuring her it wasn't a romantic trip, just two old friends supporting each other. Still, Victoria doubted Nick's ability to be alone and pointed out that at least Sharon wasn't Phyllis. Their banter turned to business as she warned him about Victor's warpath against Kyle and Claire. Nick urged caution and promised to stay out of it, but he doubted Victor would stay in the dark for long. Just then, Sharon arrived, asking to speak with Nick privately. Victoria shot him a knowing look before leaving. Sharon confided that something happened with Mariah while she was away. Though Mariah hadn't shared details, Sharon's guilt painted a troubling picture. Elsewhere, Jack surprised Diane with breakfast and a heartfelt apology. He regretted ever doubting her and wanted her to know just how much he loved her. But Diane admitted not everyone shared his sentiment, Billy in particular. He believed she'd erased John from their home. Diane wondered if Billy's issue was really the house or her. Jack chalked it up to Billy's lack of history with the place. Diane confessed she didn't just want to feel like part of the family, she wanted to be family. Her childhood lacked that sense of belonging, and she worried she tried to earn it by stamping her presence into every corner of the house. She'd even named Kyler after her father to rewrite her past. Jack assured her she deserved unconditional love. Meanwhile, Claire and Kyle met with Adam at the GCAC, asking to buy his apartment. Adam immediately sensed desperation. He warned them that gaining Victor's approval was a long shot. He agreed to sell, albeit with a few biting jokes and reminders of his own complicated history with Victor. Later, Kyle and Claire told Jack and Diane about the apartment. They needed to talk to Harrison first. After the men left, Diane picked up on Claire's hesitation. Claire confessed she loved Kyle and wanted a life with him, but Victor's disapproval hung over them like a cloud. Diane cautioned Claire against picking that particular fight before she was ready. Trouble is brewing in Genoa City, and the young and the restless fans are not holding back. The beloved couple, Mariah and Tessa, may be heading toward heartbreak once again. Viewers have picked up on Mariah's strange behavior lately, and speculation is running wild. Many believe she's cheated on Tessa, again, and this time, the consequences could be permanent. Ever since Maria returned from her recent trip, something about her has felt off. She's been anxious, distracted, and unusually defensive. Fans immediately notice the shift. Her demeanor has fueled rumors that she's hiding something huge, and now, many believe that secret might be an affair. One Reddit user expressed the general fan frustration perfectly. Honestly, I'm really surprised that Mariah cheated on Tessa again. Did she seriously not learn her lesson the first time? That sentiment is spreading like wildfire across social media, and viewers are demanding answers. As if the cheating rumors weren't dramatic enough, another twist is making waves. Mariah might be pregnant. Her behavior, coupled with hints dropped in recent episodes, has fans connecting the dots. Could a pregnancy be the result of an affair? If so, the betrayal would cut even deeper, especially now that Mariah and Tessa are raising a daughter together. This potential bombshell adds another emotional layer to the story. It's not just about broken trust anymore, it's about broken family ties. While Mariah's world seems to be crumbling, Tessa appears to be turning to someone else for support, Daniel. Their friendship has been growing steadily, but now there's a new undercurrent of romantic tension. Fans have picked up on the chemistry, and many are convinced a relationship is in the works. One viewer put it plainly: Tessa is Daniel's confidant. Emotional intimacy is building. Physical intimacy will follow. And with Mariah's betrayal hanging in the air, it wouldn't take much for Tessa to move on, especially if Daniel is already by her side. It's a question that's tearing the fandom apart. Can Tessa truly forgive Mariah for betraying her again? Many think the answer is no. Viewers remember the last time Mariah cheated, and how devastated Tessa was. She made it clear back then that a second chance wouldn't be on the table. One fan recalled, "Tessa said she wouldn't forgive Mariah if she ever cheated again, and I believe she meant it." And with Daniel becoming a bigger presence in her life, it's looking more and more like a clean break is coming. Some fans are more sympathetic toward Mariah, pointing to the trauma she endured at the hands of Ian Ward. She confided in Tessa, only to feel dismissed when Tessa showed concern for Ian. That emotional wound could have driven Mariah to make reckless choices. Still, viewers aren't letting her off the hook. Cheating isn't a coping mechanism, one fan commented. She needs real help, not more damage. There's a call among fans for Mariah to seek therapy and truly heal from her past. This isn't just about Mariah and Tessa anymore. If Daniel and Tessa do become a couple, it could ignite tension between Phyllis and Sharon. Their renewed friendship has been shaky at best. A romance involving their kids might tear it apart completely. That kind of ripple effect is exactly what keeps viewers hooked on The Young and the Restless. A breakup leads to a romance, which sparks a feud, and suddenly, the whole canvas is in chaos. With cheating rumors, a possible pregnancy, and a budding new romance, The Young and the Restless has all the ingredients for a major shakeup. Maria's actions have pushed her relationship to the brink. Tessa may find comfort and passion with Daniel, and the fallout could affect more than just them. Whether you're Team Mariah, Team Tessa, or just here for the drama, one thing is clear: this story isn't slowing down. Expect more twists, emotional showdowns, and shocking revelations in the weeks ahead. In the recent episode of the CBS soap opera, The Young and the Restless, aired on May 6, 2025, Maria's secret caused tension between Sharon and Tessa. Nick joked with Victoria about marrying Sharon, which shocked her at first, but turned out to be a prank. Claire and Kyle considered moving in together, but doubts remained. At Society, Tessa grew more worried after Sharon acted distant when asked about Mariah. Sharon later admitted she thought Mariah was dealing with something serious, but hadn't opened up yet. Tessa feared the relationship might be at risk. Elsewhere, Claire and Kyle asked Adam about buying his old apartment. Adam was unsure about crossing Victor, but Claire hoped the move would help prove her independence. At the Abbott home, Diane shared her insecurities with Jack, while Claire confided in Diane about her fears of disappointing Victor. At the Society on The Young and the Restless, Sharon came to pick up takeout and looked uneasy when she saw Tessa. Tessa tried to talk casually, but brought up how strange Mariah had been acting. Sharon said it wasn't Tessa's fault, but her response made Tessa more suspicious. Sharon claimed Mariah hadn't told her anything and quickly left when Daniel arrived. Later, while walking in the park with Daniel, Tessa shared her fears. She worried that something bad had happened on Mariah's business trip, or that Mariah was hiding a secret that could affect their family. At Crimson Lights on The Young and the Restless, Victoria told Nick that Cole was in self-isolation while waiting for medical test results. Nick then talked about how calm Sharon was during their London trip, making Victoria think they might be back together. Sensing this, Nick joked that he and Sharon had secretly married. Victoria was shocked until Nick laughed and said he was kidding. Though annoyed, she admitted he fooled her. Sharon soon arrived, and she and Nick stepped aside for a more serious talk. Sharon told Nick she believed Mariah was dealing with something serious. Mariah hadn't said much, but Sharon sensed trouble and feared it could hurt Mariah's life, especially her relationship with Tessa. Nick was worried too and asked Sharon to talk to Mariah again. Sharon felt torn as she wanted to respect Mariah's privacy, but she also feared that staying quiet might cause more harm. At the GCAC on The Young and the Restless, Adam met Claire and was surprised when Kyle joined them. He thought they were planning something against Victor, but instead, they wanted to buy Adam's old apartment. Claire hoped that moving in with Kyle might help Victor take her more seriously. Adam didn't want to go against Victor, but agreed to think about the deal. Claire and Kyle later checked out the apartment, hopeful but aware that Victor might not approve. At the Abbott mansion, Jack made Diane breakfast and said sorry for doubting her renovation plans. Diane brought up Billy's comment that her changes erased John Abbott's memory. She got emotional, saying she never felt truly accepted. Jack comforted her. Later, when Kyle and Claire came to talk about the condo, Diane sensed Claire's doubts. In private, Claire said she was scared of upsetting Victor. Diane told her not to rush and to be sure she was ready for whatever came next. The latest episode of The Young and the Restless premiered on Monday, May 5, 2025. In this episode, Damien met Lily and apologized to her. She wanted to know what Dumas was doing in Genoa City. Damien was not eager to jeopardize his position, but Lily pushed him to arrange a meeting with his mysterious boss. They grew closer as they opened up to each other. Meanwhile, Claire met Kyle at the Abbott estate. After discussing her father's illness, they started talking about their relationship. When Kyle said he wanted to plan for their future, Claire reminded him that she needed things to move slowly. Later, in The Young and the Restless, Phyllis crashed Billy and Sally's celebration. She thought they were rejoicing over her downfall and remained skeptical even though Sally denied it. Phyllis accused Sally of conspiring to get her job and Billy of repeating his pattern of firing partners and replacing them with the next woman in line. In the episode of The Young and the Restless that aired on Monday, May 5, 2025, Audra was excited as she welcomed Nate back to Genoa City. At Society, he told Audra that Amy's treatment was going well. When he asked what Audra had been up to, she talked about new product launches, fresh marketing ideas, and big ambitions at Vibrant. When the conversation shifted to funding, Audra's confidence disappeared. Despite her efforts, she admitted that she did not receive any investment from Victor. Nate immediately sensed that something was off. He warned her not to ignore the warning signs. However, she insisted that she had everything under control. When Audra wanted to know how things went with Damien, Nate explained that Boston gave him and his brother a chance to connect. He revealed that he witnessed Damien's good side, but there was plenty of unresolved grief. In the meantime, Audra noticed Victor's missed calls when she invited Nate home. Meanwhile, on The Young and the Restless, Damien met Lily at Crimson Lights. He apologized to her and asked for a moment to talk to her. As they sat down, Damien said he wanted a reset. He explained that while he was in Boston, Nate helped him realize how his presence had affected Devin and Lily. Lily heard his words and accepted the apology, but she remained cautious. She wanted to know what Dumas was doing in Genoa City and asked Damien about Dumas' intentions. Although Damien was not eager to jeopardize his position, Lily pushed him to arrange a meeting with his mysterious boss, Dumas. Damien agreed to try. In return, he asked Lily to join him for a drink so they could talk about her father. Lily showed Damien a photograph of Neil at the GCAC lounge. She opened up about how his thoughts still made her feel. Damien talked about his pain of losing his father. Lily asked him to let people into his life when he talked about the walls he built to protect himself. Damien and Lily grew closer as they opened up to each other. As the storyline of The Young and the Restless progressed, Claire met Kyle at the Abbott estate to check in on him. After getting an update about her father's illness, their conversation shifted to their relationship. As they discussed their relationship, Kyle discussed the idea of moving into Adam's vacant place, which he had already researched. Claire was shocked to learn that he had made moves without informing her or without her input. Kyle apologized and stated that he wanted to plan for their future. Claire reminded him that she needed things to move slowly. Both of them agreed and decided that they would view the place together. Later, in The Young and the Restless, Billy and Sally proceeded to toast their new beginning at the Genoa City Athletic Club. However, things took a wild turn when Phyllis crashed their celebration. Phyllis thought they were rejoicing over her downfall. Although Sally denied the allegations, Phyllis was not convinced and remained skeptical. Phyllis sat down and poured herself a glass of champagne. Things got ugly when Phyllis accused Sally of conspiring and plotting to get her job. She then accused Billy of repeating his pattern of firing partners and replacing them with the next woman in line. Billy insisted it was about helping Phyllis heal, but she was not buying any of it. She warned him, saying that he would regret this betrayal. After threatening to take revenge, Phyllis stormed out of the scene. Billy tried to dismiss the situation, but Sally was shocked and worried, fearing that Phyllis' threat was real. Phyllis made it clear that she was more than upset. It seemed that she was plotting something. At Crimson Lights, Phyllis ordered a double espresso and promised herself this was not over, suggesting that she was hatching a revenge plan. Things are heating up in this week's The Young and the Restless spoilers. Damien has some news for Lily, Chelsea wonders if she's made a terrible mistake, and Phyllis puts Billy on notice. Should he be worried? Like many others in Genoa City, Lily is concerned about Aristotle Dumas and what the mysterious and powerful businessman has up his sleeve, particularly where the Winters family is concerned. As promised, I sent word to Aristotle Dumas to try and arrange a meeting with you. Damien reports to her at the GCAC. In the middle of her breakfast, Lily is eager to get to the point. And, she asks, hands folded across his chest, Damien reveals he wants to know why you want to meet and what, exactly, you're after. Now the only question is, what information is Lily ready to share? Chelsea agreed to give up her job at Marchetti to come work with Adam as his COO at Newman Media, but it looks like she may already be regretting that decision. I just joined your family's company, she informs her ex-husband, so I can't help but wonder about the timing. Is this Victor's way of testing my loyalty? What is it that the mustache wants Chelsea to do? And can Adam help her get out of it? Phyllis was furious when Billy fired her from Abbott Communications, and she now interrupts Billy and Sally's romantic evening to sit down at their table and get up in his face. Hear this, she declares. Are you listening to me? You're gonna be sorry you did this to me. Just how concerned should Billy be about any potential retaliation? Guess it depends on how angry Phyllis really is. The Young and the Restless, Y&R. Spoilers reveal that the show seems to be gearing up for a funeral, cheating horror, and the party of the century. There are 3 things on the way that Y&R fans can't miss, so let's talk about what's in store. For starters, everything about Cole Howard's storyline feels like it's marching him toward an untimely end. Cole's cough seems quite serious, so his upcoming test results could kick off a grim final chapter. If Cole's about to face a fatal outcome, then Y&R may milk the drama for all it's worth and give him an emotional funeral. Victoria Newman and Claire Newman's grief may take center stage as they mourn this difficult loss. The show can explore what life looks like for Claire and Victoria in the aftermath if Cole's time is almost up. Next, some cheating horror is about to rock a previously stable marriage and change everything for one couple on canvas. The writing's on the wall when it comes to Mariah Copeland and the appalling secret she's keeping from Tessa Porter. All signs point to Mariah's infidelity, so she presumably cheated with someone else on her business trip. There's a good chance Mariah's going to confess her betrayal at some point and send Tessa into a furious, heartbroken tailspin. This isn't the first time Mariah has cheated on Tessa, so will their relationship survive another crushing blow? Daniel Romalotti Jr. will be there to support Tessa once her marriage gets derailed, but questions remain about exactly what that support will look like and what lines might get crossed. We should also talk about the party of the century, since the Newmans will throw an exciting birthday bash for Nikki Newman. This shindig should begin around the end of May as Victor Newman and the rest of Nikki's loved ones pull out all the stops to make it an event to remember. Of course, this could be the ideal time for some blow-ups, especially if Claire Newman figures out Victor Newman's full plan with Audra Charles by then. There could also be some big reveals related to other storylines, especially if Aristotle Dumas takes this opportunity to crash the party and reveal his true identity to all of Genoa City. Victor will make some positive predictions ahead of this bash, but it could turn into a total disaster, as many soap parties tend to do. The Young and the Restless spoilers say some great shockers are ahead in GC, so stick with us for updates on all the devastating news, fierce face-offs, and thrilling celebrations. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Wednesday, May 7, reveal that Victor Newman will make a suspicious move, so Chelsea Lawson will question Adam Newman. Lily Winters will also make a risky deal, so here's what my and our fans can expect. Now that Chelsea has decided to accept Adam's job offer, she'll be ready to embrace this new challenge at Newman Media. However, Victor will make things complicated right off the bat with a shady request. Considering the timing, Chelsea will suspect that Victor is testing her loyalty. Once Chelsea quizzes Adam about that, he may admit it's a good possibility under the circumstances. If Victor wants Chelsea to support a messy power play against Billy Abbott, or something along those lines, she may suddenly have doubts about this working arrangement. Even so, Adam may assure Chelsea that mixing business with pleasure could be a good thing for them. Perhaps Adam will promise to handle Victor and make more predictions about the benefits of this partnership. Next, Jack Abbott will corner Billy to complain about his recent treatment of Diane Jenkins Abbott. Since Billy was full of negativity following the Abbott renovations reveal, Jack will have a big problem with that. In fact, Jack will push Billy to apologize for being so blunt with his criticism. Billy suggested Diane erased John Abbott and basically ruined the home he remembered, but Jack will think his brother was too harsh. While Jack orders Billy to tell Diane he's sorry, Lily will reconvene with Damian Kane and hope for some Aristotle Dumas updates. Since Lily requested a meeting with Aristotle, Damian will have news from his boss. Before Aristotle will agree to meet with Lily, he'll want to know the reasons why. Aristotle will have questions about Lily's motives and what she's really after here. If Lily wants a chance to quiz Aristotle about his own agenda, then she'll have to offer up a response that'll satisfy him. Lily will ultimately strike a risky deal, but will it really get her the in-person Aristotle meeting she's counting on? The Young and the Restless spoilers say Lily will keep working to protect her family, but some curveballs are coming that'll change the game. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.